Hey guys, Denny here. Do you have a story that you want to tell? Something you can't explain? Send us an email. encounters@kyxfiles.com. Thanks for listening. Let's get back to the show.
Welcome to the Kentucky X-Files, Season 2, with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, so you never miss an episode. Now, on to our show.
It was coming towards me. Just crouched down. For me, at first, I thought it was a distant voice.
I thought it was a bear. You can tell the difference between like a small spindly leg creature and something with a larger foot. And it was big, whatever it was. It ran straight down at us and just stopped. It was pitch black. Couldn't see it.
And most of these witnesses that have come close to these scenes could have been killed.
It was beating on the side of the house. I didn't get the side of the house as it went by.
Now, when it stood up, that's when I knew it was a grown man.
Right, like I needed someone to have pure faith in a higher power at that moment, and nobody fucking did.
Welcome back, guys, to the Kentucky X-Files. I did it.
Okay, you did it.
I
yeah.
took it from you.
Okay.
I'm tired of this.
You're right. You're right.
Sick of this shit.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, how you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Mother.
Nice.
I'm sorry. I just didn't want to.
You were a child. That's what you are.
You took my thing. That's my thing. The fans spoke about it. They said they wanted me to do it, not you. I made that up. They didn't say that.
Yeah.
They didn't say it. I was okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
So I know Gibbs said he has some stuff to talk about. Do we have any emails or?
I didn't get any emails this week. I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, being a responsible podcaster though, I've been meaning to do this for a few episodes, and I know we just talked about it. You guys out there who've been listening, we appreciate you. And if you're listening on the YouTube, then thumbs up it. If you're listening to it on one of the platforms and you can actually rate the show, give us a review. You know what I mean? 5 stars helps a lot. Everything helps. It'll get the show out farther. It helps us, make the show, have more reach. And it makes it better, I think, because it's exciting. And you're helping us possibly make the show bigger. That'd be cool. And if you already have, then just ignore this.
Yeah.
Just ignore it.
No, just do it again.
Do it again.
Yeah, do it again.
Make a new account.
No,
and
don't
go
do
back
that. I think that's
and-
bad. That's bad juju.
Make all the ghost accounts you can.
No. I don't want to get kicked off.
Go to Walmart, get a burner phone.
Yeah,
A burner phone.
And then,
Oh yeah, that's another thing. We go to the Facebook.
And the Facebook,
Our
yeah.
Facebook needs some love.
What did a burner phone make you think of Facebook?
I was about to say that, but you said burner phone.
Okay, I was trying to figure out the correlation there.
You can send us a fax.
Do we have a fax number?
No, but maybe we can get one. Anyway, yeah, go to our Facebook, and you know what I mean. Do what you can. We
Was
appreciate
there
it.
one before, like telefax? Yeah,
Telefax. Do people even use fax machines now? I mean, they're gone, right? Like they went extinct.
Your parents did for the longest time.
No, they're still out there.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you
people
get.
still have fax numbers. Like you get business cards and stuff.
Yeah, the fax is still because like if you go get your tags renewed, the first thing you do is you call your insurance company and say fax my proofs to the courthouse. That way, in Kentucky, you have to go to a courthouse to get your plates. You don't go to a DMV.
I'm really actually shocked that they're still in use. Like that just seems like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like we're in the age of email. Like you can email that, you know.
Yeah, but then if you email it, it's got to be printed off. Fax machine is printed when it gets
That's
there.
true.
But they have to print it off.
Yeah,
Like
but
so
you're
the
doing a
people
favor.
there. So you're just saying that the people that are receiving it don't have to print it off.
Right, it's a favor to those people.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Can you imagine what it'd be like if you had to go to the DMV and ask them to print off your proof of insurance through email? Yeah, you know, the fax machine's just got to sit in there. It's like they just got to look for your name and you're good.
No. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I stand corrected. I thought fax machines were gone, but
They are not. They are fewer and far between.
so should we get a fax machine so these folks can fax us information?
If you want to keep it at your house, go right ahead.
All right. I mean, the wife will probably be like, "What the hell is that thing doing here?"
I don't want to be trying to sleep in the middle of the night and hear.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Go to the Facebook page. Go rate the show. Give us 5 stars. If you can give us more than 5 stars, please do.
Give us 5 stars twice.
Give us 5 stars twice.
Or if you don't like us, don't give us 5 stars.
I always did the thing where it was like, hey, you know, if you like the show and you want to help us out, you can send donations of $20. If you don't like the show and you want it to change, then write down what you don't like on the back of a $50 bill and send that on in, and we'll put that in the box for, you know, for making the show better.
Yes.
None of that's true.
I like it though.
Yeah, all jokes aside though. Hey, how are you guys? You guys good?
Good.
I'm good, man.
Oh yeah. A lot of weird stuff going on this week. We got sent some stuff to our Facebook page. I did see that.
Did we now?
Yeah. Let's see here. It was Mr. Tyler. If I can pull it up, Jesus Christ.
You're not going to say he's got a great name?
I got a mouthful.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yep, Tyler Watts. He sent a picture. This picture has been going around for a while. It says, it's an update. The sheriff department just validated the photos and the finding.
Is this the meth squatch?
Yeah, it's the very emaciated squatch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pray for
update.
Bigfoot. He's on that shit.
This is a follow-up to it, which is odd to me. It says here, the sheriff's department just validated the photos. The finding Bigfoot team has been deployed to Stone Lick Lake. I will update as information comes in. An Ohio man is happy to be safe at home after a scary incident at Stone Lick Lake. John Doe spotted a Bigfoot in the woods on the water's edge and took these amazing photographs of the beast. At first, I thought it was a grizzly bear, but once I got a better look at it, I realized it was definitely Sasquatch. Claremont County Sheriff's Department is currently examining these photos, but they are expected to verify the authenticity soon. This is a developing story, more to come. The only bad part about this is that these same pictures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures, have been circulating around most of the states. I told Tyler Watts to dig into it. Once I actually looked into it, I recognized the pictures immediately. If any of you guys out there are interested in Bigfoot pages and Bigfoot groups and such, you probably have seen these pictures. It looks like a dark, skinny subject walking along a lake's shore or whatnot. And every time you'll see these pictures in a group, it'll be from a different place. I was first told about these pictures by Landis.
Yeah, it was a Missouri Bigfoot, wasn't
Because that was when it was a Missouri Bigfoot. Since then, this same Bigfoot has made it all the way across the United States.
I found him in, was it Tennessee? That I sent you the link for it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What's great about this, though, is what is the source material for it? Because I got sent the same one here very recently by a listener.
Yeah.
And it was from a ice cream shop in Bethel, Ohio that posted it.
Yeah. So, Tyler, I don't know, buddy. I mean, this one's been going around for a while, and it's it's a little suspicious because it keeps popping up with a fresh new origin story every time. I'm leaning towards it's a big old fake. Plus, I mean, when you zoom in these pictures and take a look, it really does look like the Bigfoot is just emaciated. Like he's so skinny, you know.
Yeah, with him being that's a Bethel area, is where it's supposed to be from this time around.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting, you know. It's interesting. You sent an interesting picture over to the group the other day that I meant to bring up and I forgot. It was a comparison of the old Nessie picture.
Oh yeah.
And the
whale junk.
The whale penis.
Yeah.
And it's surprising how close, like how similar they were. I was actually like, wow, man, that seems.
Well, and the story behind it. Did you read the article on it? Or it might have been not a full article, but it was a post where they talk about how, you know, old seafaring people didn't have cameras on the ships with them. These were wooden boats when they first started seeing stuff, so they just drew what they saw. And if you saw what these whales do, they roll over on their backs when they're waiting to mate.
Yeah.
When they're waiting their turn, and they're already ready to go. Did you see the post, Tyler? It's in the group.
I was cracking up over it because it was. I couldn't get over the similarity. I mean, yeah, it was really close, but it.
Is that one right there?
It made me wonder.
Oh.
It made me wonder, like, okay, why is there a whale flopping around in Loch Ness?
Well, I don't know that necessarily meant that it's Nessie, more so that, but I think that's saltwater. They can get in there, right?
Maybe. I don't
But
know
what I think it is that they're talking about how it resembles these tentacle monsters that were drawn, you know, when you see the thing coming up out of the water. And obviously, you know, we know what it is because it tells us what it is. But that first picture on the top left, if you didn't know what that was, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already terrified of it, and I know what it is.
Right. But, yeah, it was a very interesting comparison. I know a lot of people were making light of it and laughing about it, but I thought it was really interesting, you know, that there's probably a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, especially if you didn't know what the heck it was.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know, wasn't seeing that, like, if it was dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dark, and you didn't see the shadow of the whale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or the sun was behind it.
Yeah, the sun was behind it, so you just didn't see the silhouette. Like, because the way it was shown in the pictures, it was still, the whale was totally submerged, but sorry, its penis was the only thing sticking out. So
as one does. I'm trying to make Tyler break character.
Yeah.
It's not working.
But yeah, like I could see that happening, and you were saying like when they first were seeing these, it was back in like they didn't have cameras.
Right. So you see it in passing.
Even if they did have camera, like the starting of cameras, you actually had to sit there for a long period to let the exposure. And if you didn't have that much lighting too,
yeah,
you wasn't going to get a.
You were in the range of the flash bulb, or the powder, or whatever they used.
Well,
at the
I
time.
thought you actually had to have like daylight to expose the light. I can't remember. I took photography in high school, and I can't remember
Right.
this stuff. But
yeah, can you imagine like coming back to shore and being like, "This is what we saw," and you
drew it out. Yeah,
and as soon as that happens, you've got the telephone game because everybody's sitting around drinking beers and talking about their exploits, you know, and all the things they've been doing out at the sea.
And there was that guy that had to have that story that has one peg leg.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I saw the thing. It was a terrible thing.
You should have seen the size of it.
Yeah, you should have seen the size. He
Right.
probably actually knew what it was, but he didn't want to admit that he probably got hit by it.
Right. Well, and you know, you think about it too.
I'm not trying to I'm not trying to make a joke about it, but that's
imagine if they were freaked out and threw spears at it.
Well, and
don't say that.
think about this also is that people are always people. People have been people since people happened. You know?
Yeah.
So many times I can say people in one sentence. So think of the people you know.
Yeah.
you know, there's people out there that are one-uppers. Every story you tell, they've got to tell you one that's better, one that's bigger, one that's better, one that's more exciting.
true, yeah.
So the size of this thing is going to get bigger.
Well, another thing, I feel like we kind of touched based on this with the whole dragon thing.
Yeah.
Trying to make your story more
exciting,
especially like one-upping, like making it sound like you experienced something crazy or you defeated something that was crazy big.
Anybody that's good at telling a story is good at embellishing it in a way that keeps your interest. You know, nobody wants to listen to a flat, boring story. They want excitement.
Then I was
kind of like what like.
Then I was in the room and the ghost came out, and it
startled.
It startled me, and I was very startled.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or like the story of Moby Dick. If this whale was just like a small whale, what was the point? Like it didn't seem too terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, Moby Dick. I mean, Herman Melville. That story is based on the story of the Essex or whatever. It was like one of the few ships that was actually sank by a whale.
Yeah.
A bull whale that was basically pissed off, and apparently it was a white whale. But and not many people survived that shipwreck either, which was pretty wild. Yeah. Pretty cool. I think there's actually a movie based on it. It actually tells the real story, which is kind of cool.
The one with what's that? Thor guy?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's called White Waters or.
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I've never
either.
seen it. I've heard about it.
Yeah,
I want to watch it. Yeah, but I think that might be it. I mean, I'm still kind of like, okay, how the hell did this thing get in the? Did it? I mean, is that something that happens? Do whales like find their way into Loch Ness very often, or?
That's a good question.
I wonder if they, if they migrate in there on accident, or maybe it was just one, and he was like, "Shit, man, I'm lost. Like, how the hell did I get here? This place sucks."
Maybe he was drunk, and he.
That does happen.
It's like drunk off of. Fermented fish heads.
Fermented fish heads. You know what? Speaking of that, you ever heard the stories about like out in the middle of the desert, it rains like fish, rains like frogs and shit. You ever heard of this?
I've heard of it, but I thought there was actually an explanation, like a true explanation for it.
That's what I want to know. I know there's supposed to be an explanation of why it happens, but I'm like, dude, it's raining fish out in the middle of the desert, like, what the hell? It's crazy.
Could it be? Well, no, you said out in the middle of the desert. I was about to say, if like a tropical hurricane, like maybe fish were on top of the water and it got sucked up in the air. It's kind of like Sharknado.
Yeah.
Sharknado, like, come on, man.
I'll tell you one thing though, man.
Terrible.
Like, I know like the weather has been crazy, over the last few weeks, and like down south they've been pummeled.
Yeah.
Like over and over again, pummeled by just crazy storm systems that have basically just hammered them one after another. I've been keeping up by watching. I actually told Josh about this. I've been watching Ryan Hall, the YouTube channel with the wife, and dude, I tell you what, for a guy who's not really a weatherman, he's probably the best weatherman out there, because he live streams the entire time the storm system is around. And I mean, I'm talking 14, 15, 16 hours straight live streaming and keeping people updated as to what's going on. And it has been absolute insanity. Being in a camper. Yeah. We knew there was a bad storm system coming the other day. It was Wednesday night, and we ended up going over to our friend's house and talking to them a little bit. And we hung out there for the storm. When that storm blew in, there was we sat there and pretty much were talking, and the storm finally made it up over the hill. Basically, I imagine Josh probably got the storm probably a good 10 minutes before us. But when it finally came over the hill, the wind, it felt like the wind started blowing, and it didn't stop for probably, at least 10, 12 minutes. Just one continuous wind. It was nuts. I've never experienced anything like that. There was no, you know how the wind will blow and it'll kind of like die down and then blow again and you'll get the gust. This was like one big long just wind coming, and it was absolutely crazy. And we were standing there watching it come in, and I was like, man, what the hell has happened to the weather systems? You know, I knew that years ago they said that like Tornado Alley was shifting.
Yeah, it moved.
And they said it was coming east towards like Kentucky, but it seems like it's went southeast, like down in Alabama and Georgia, Texas. Like they're getting more tornadoes now than ever before, and it's almost like every time a storm system pops up, there's supercells, tornadoes. You know, shit's crazy, man.
I've always like wondered, like, okay, now you're saying that the tornado alley's moving. Like, does this mean that the whole like weather is changing now? Like, we're going towards that.
It seems like it. I mean,
that whole kind of conspiracy in the way, like, just the weather's just it's getting weirder. Like, it seems like the last couple of years too, especially around here, our winters. Like, we've been getting longer and longer winters. Maybe not as much snow as we've gotten before, but
cold weather is hanging around a lot longer.
It's been.
I don't think the winters are actually longer. I think it's coming in later.
Coming in later,
because you think about it, like we were in t-shirts in November.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That is true.
Yeah,
it's slowly working its way. It's going to be June one day, and we're all going to be trudging through the snow.
I wouldn't doubt it, man.
To back up and punt, and we can go back onto this.
Oh yeah.
Whales absolutely do get into the locks of Scotland.
Wow, cool.
Several different kinds of whales get into the locks of Scotland.
Yeah, because then when we did that the whole Monsters of the Deep episode, we said that it actually cuts through. Like, it actually has
it's a pass through all the way.
Yeah, pass throughs all the way. So yeah, like, why wouldn't? And it's, you said it was like, what was it, like 700 like miles like wide, like deep, like it could possibly hold a lot of.
Oh yeah, it was almost a quarter mile deep.
Yeah.
In spots.
Wow.
It's a very deep lock. So I mean, it's a good possibility.
No shit. So we've got a culprit, we've got a possible whale, and the famous picture is, I mean, I think it's fair to say there's a good chance that was probably his wiener.
Possibility.
Yeah.
You know, Nessie could be a wiener.
That's.
Which is funny that they gave it a girl's name.
It is.
That
yeah.
is.
I don't know. I mean, Moby Dick was already taken, you know, and even though it was
That's fair.
more fitting, maybe, you know, Moby Junk.
Yeah.
Moby Junk.
I got all interested in the storms though the other day, and I started the Google search about, you know, like what's going on with the weather, why is it changing, and the first thing that auto-filled in my Google search was, can you destroy a tornado with a nuclear bomb? And I'm like, okay, I have to know.
Yeah, I mean, a search like that, you have to check on it.
Yeah, you can hear you might be able to hear the wind picking up in the microphones.
It's that time of year I need to start bringing the ambient mic out.
Yeah, we got a little bit of wind picking up. I know we got some cold weather coming in.
We have a microphone. If we had a long enough XLR, we could plug it in and throw it out there. This one on the cage.
Probably. We'd probably have to stop it.
Yeah, because you have to create a track and all that. Never mind.
Yeah. But yeah, it was as soon as I saw
Next
that.
time.
Yeah, take our word for it. It sounds awesome outside.
As soon as I saw that autofill, can you destroy a tornado with a nuclear bomb? I'm like, okay, I'm in. Okay, you know, I'm in. You know, can you destroy a tornado with a nuclear bomb? So I'm like, dude, I gotta know. Turns out, you probably could, but you have to aim and detonate it in the supercell.
Yeah, because you gotta get that. Like, you basically have to stop the.
You
like,
have to
stop the cycle, like the actual core of it. The reason why it's.
Yeah.
You gotta spread, because they say that a tornado. The reason why it happens is because hot and cold air mixing, and it starts to.
Yeah,
It's basically. I've always thought it was like kind of like negative and positive, they're kind of going against each other, so they start to do this like turn like spin.
Yeah, it's like cold air crashes into hot air, and then they start to basically it reacts. It's like
rushes.
Yeah,
to hot.
So basically,
And
the nuclear bomb would
the nuclear
it
bomb
would cancel both of them out from.
It could push them away from each other and destroy the supercell. However, it's going to destroy
Yeah.
a lot more than that.
Probably more than the tornado would.
Yeah, that's exactly what it boiled down to. That yes, you could stop a tornado with a nuclear bomb, but you'd probably be better off just letting the tornado happen because it's going to do a lot less damage than the nuclear bomb
Tornado's
is going to
hit 50% of the houses. The nuclear bomb's going to get 100% of the
it's-
houses.
I was like,
and
then
salty
you
earth. You know?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
and then, well, I got into it. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But what about a hurricane? 'Cause those are out in the ocean. You know, turns out that again, yeah, you probably could if you had a big enough one. Because a hurricane is not. I mean, we're not talking just a rush of hot and cold air. We're talking an entire weather system has basically turned into this. So you would need probably something like, you know, one of the Russian Tsar bombs, you know, to even have a chance. And then, you know,
The fallout would destroy.
the fallout would destroy a lot of stuff, and the resulting tsunami would probably be just as bad.
Yes.
So we just can't fix these things with violence.
Hit it with a hammer.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a way to peacefully, you know, talk these storms out of.
Diplomatically.
Yeah, I think we should send a diplomat to talk to them.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of brute force and ignorance.
Sure,
It does have its place occasionally.
Why? Yeah,
But the collateral damage has to be taken into account.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's a hurricane out there. Nuke it.
Nuke it.
Okay.
Dude, that's totally like every national disaster movie. There's always
Yeah.
that general, let's just fire rockets at it.
Right. It's like it's not an asteroid. Hey, you know, it's another thing. Most of the asteroid movies, it always results in we gotta send a nuke at it and destroy it. Turns out that's not a great plan either. It turns it, you know, it's like instead of getting hit by a slug, you're getting hit by buckshot.
Shrapnel.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you might destroy it, but there's so many factors. Are you getting it blown apart enough to miss the Earth, or
Right.
is it basically like the Earth is going to take a shotgun shell to the face?
Exactly. So, like, the greatest example of what to do is done by, yet again, I got to reference Futurama.
No.
When the meteor is coming for Earth and they decide to launch a giant ball of garbage at it and basically play pool and send the meteor.
Send it another way.
Send it another way.
Yeah.
I was just I love that you brought that up because randomly on Hulu just popped up that Deep Impact.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
I want to say it's probably the worst of the two of
It was so
Armageddon.
weird. They came out the same year.
Yeah.
You know.
Same kind of
There's a few movies like that.
Yeah.
Same kind of demographic, but Deep Impact actually like they still got hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They still got hit because they did the same premise of it. They drilled and put nukes in it, but they just made another.
Yeah, that's more than
Yeah.
likely what'll actually happen if
It
we
was
try.
just a smaller piece. Like it wasn't a global killer, but
Yeah.
it was going. If it hit ocean, it was going to flood a lot. It was going to make a huge tidal wave.
Yeah.
So if you were up on higher ground, you were going to potentially could survive.
Dude, it's like what were they saying? There's you know, the one thing that most of those movies ignore is the first law of thermodynamics. You're not going to land on that thing. It's not happening.
Yeah, because
You're going to melt. Your nuke's going to melt. It's never even going to have a chance to have a detonation because it's going to literally vaporize before it has the chance to even blow up. These things are like, I mean, it's a freaking asteroid. It's hauling ass. If it's hauling that much ass to hit the planet and do that much damage, dude, it's going to be way too hot for a bomb to go off and hit it. You're
I've
better
always-
off just like detonating something next to it and hoping it misses.
Kind of pushes it. I've always kind of like what different options could we do in those types of scenarios? And I kept thinking, could instead of blowing it up, could we do a bunch of like see if we put a bunch of like actual rockets onto it and kind of light them and like push it off its course.
That's
kind of push it
you know,
back.
they still, to this day, want to develop that.
Something that will push it off its course.
Yeah, but it's like solar sails. It's like they anchor to it and they open up and the solar sails pull it off course, but they still don't. I mean, they still have to get around the whole like, you know, how are we going to anchor to it?
Because it would burn up.
Because it's probably going to burn up everything that touches it. You know.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's like an asteroid is. Asteroids are like that's a worst case scenario. You know, like it's.
Yeah, because
it's not good.
Yeah, unless we have something cooked up that's not been said yet,
Right.
I highly doubt it that we would survive.
I don't know.
Like,
Maybe
'cause-
Elon Musk will figure out something.
Yeah, he already figured out a way to reuse rockets
That was pretty impressive. The rockets
that
literally
returned, landed.
Yeah, they literally took off, delivered a payload, and then they landed back on their pads again.
That is impressive.
And I watched that whole thing and was like, dude, this is incredible. This dude, you know. And
I just love that he started up. He made PayPal.
Yeah.
This
Dude
cocksucker just started just made PayPal, and then he's like making fucking rockets.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
He's,
It's like a guy that owned a man that just started out owning a chain of gas stations, and then he goes off and starts making rockets.
Dude,
it's like that's awesome.
At this point, if he shows up in a Batman suit, right? I mean, are you really gonna be like, what? Or are you literally gonna be like, okay, yeah?
I hope that he has a butler that's
He
named
has
Alfred.
to have a freaking Batman suit.
He's just like most like us. We're dweebs. He likes he likes all the funny stuff. Like, come on, he's a hilarious guy. Like, come on, he totally like the whole Dogecoin thing. That made that almost a.
No. Well, now he owns Twitter now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Does he own Twitter? I thought it said he was
he's the
on
majority shareholder
yeah,
now.
he's the majority shareholder.
I thought that was
everybody
pretty
was
funny.
freaking out over that, saying that he's gonna shut it down.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, weren't they trying to censor him on there, and that's what happened? He was like, okay, fine, I'll just buy it.
It turns out he wasn't. He's been buying shares of it for years, just little by little.
Are we supposed to get a storm?
I don't think so.
Because I'm hearing electrostatic in my headphones. Are you hearing it too? Is that why you're picking your phone up?
Yeah, I keep hearing it.
pause for effect.
I don't know what the hell we're getting.
It's weird because it's getting louder and more intense in my headphones.
It says we've got like drizzle and rain coming, but
That's really weird, man. I mean, is it like?
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why, but yeah.
I'm only in my left ear now.
Oh shit.
I got it.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it.
Did you see his? He did a little interview. They were talking about the implication of AI, like the dangers of AI and all that shit.
I've heard him talk about it, but I don't. If it's recent, I haven't heard it.
I was watching where he was talking about. They were asking him like, dude, don't you think that AI is kind of dangerous? You know, you guys should be able to hear that out there. But they were saying they were like, don't you think AI is going to be kind of dangerous? It's maybe something that we shouldn't mess with. And he was sitting there saying, you can literally take a drone right now and equip it with the same face recognition camera that your phones have and tell it who you want, and it'll fly to that person. He was like, you could put a little explosive device on it and it would fly around the building, and once it recognized that person, it would fly right at him and detonate. He's like, and that's not even AI. He's like, that's technology we have right now. He's like, so the possibility of AI being dangerous is kind of a moot point, is we already have humans that are that dangerous.
Right.
Like, we're that dangerous. You know?
But that I feel like it's more along the lines. I think we've said this before, but not on the show. But why risk it?
Yeah.
Like, cause that's that's something that might be awesome for us. It might help us out a lot, but then there's a chance that it could go bad.
No.
But in the sake of science, do you want to make that risk because of science or no?
Right.
So that's where I'm at. I'm like in a neutral zone with AI.
I think,
And I'm not basing it all off of fucking like Terminator or something like that.
in regards to AI, I've always had the same kind of opinion of it. Is why? I get it. Like, yeah, man, maybe we could make a factory full of AI workers that could literally work nonstop, day and night, and probably outproduce humans. But why? I mean, do we really need that, or do we maybe just want to see if we could build an artificial intelligence to inflate our own egos? We've created a living machine. Look at us. I just think it's like, it's playing with fire. You know?
Yeah.
We did the same thing back when we were like, hey, we can split atoms. Let's make it into a bomb. There's a million different uses for those atoms. Sorry, go ahead, man.
Oh, no. All I was about to say is that I know there's another thing other than the AI, but robots in general, everybody has the fear that they will take a lot of jobs. But I feel like it will turn where a lot of it will... Okay, you've already seen the advancement of technology that we have already, and I feel like we are not... Definitely, this generations right now are not like what our grandfathers were, or like our old folk, like everybody that actually went through hardships to get where they are today. Now we bring that in, we will be so weak hundreds of years later with all this stuff. That I don't even think remember that movie WALL-E.
Oh yeah.
All the fat people
right,
running.
Yeah.
They sit in chairs. They press a button. They get food. They do that, and that's all they do. They don't go anywhere else.
Think about what you're saying.
What?
They sit in their chair. They press a button and get food delivered to them. Right. Mm-hmm. All their entertainment is at their fingertips. Shit, man. All we need is the robots now. We're there.
But that's kind of like what I'm saying. The robots would send it over the hill because, okay, what would be the reason for us to ask you, okay, how are you going to pay for that? If there's robots running the whole, doing all the work,
right?
You don't need to pay for it anymore.
Plus, the 3 laws of the robot thing or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do not.
It's basically it's like bylaws of if robots, if AI was created.
Harm a human being, then if they're allowed to defend themselves or something, but unless it conflicts with the first law.
Yeah, here it is.
Or something
the 3 laws are: a robot may not injure. Oh my God, I just had it and it just changed. Yep, a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. 2, a robot must obey the orders given to it by human beings except where orders would conflict with the first law. And 3, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. So that is the implied rule set to AI, right? Except for an intelligence isn't born with a rule set implied on it. If you imply a rule set, it's just a program. Mm-hmm. So a true artificial intelligence should be allowed to be born and then evolve on its own. But that's too scary. That's too dangerous because I mean, if it's a superior machine, if it's a machine that can outthink us and outlogic us in every way,
it's an enemy that doesn't sleep.
It's an enemy that doesn't sleep.
Sleep, eat.
Immediately they have us.
Yeah.
If they don't sleep,
They
we lose.
No need for food, no need for anything that we, any of the stuff we need.
Nothing that slows us down,
Yeah.
like fatigue.
That's what I'm saying. If they
Yeah.
don't sleep, that right there, they have us.
Yeah.
Everything else can be worked around. You can run and eat. You can fight and eat. If you're gunfire, you can grab a quick snack and. People do. They eat MREs in the foxholes and things.
Right.
I hate to use the word "five." That sounds like an idiot saying that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like sleeping. That is the difference.
Yeah.
As soon as that thing doesn't have to sleep, it automatically has just gained hours on us.
Yeah. Plus, we don't even know if, some of the stuff that we have to make for ourselves to give us an edge, it might be born with. We have to work at muscles and work at getting faster and getting stronger and being able to endure. It's a machine. It's built for those things. We need, NVGs to be able to see at nighttime. It might just have to,
Download something.
download a program and
If it
change
wants
itself
to
to
be-
night vision.
If it wants to be stronger, it just upgrades itself.
Yeah. Plus, if an artificial intelligence is born, and it has an understanding of how it works, how long before it reproduces? How long before it builds its own artificial intelligence? And it just goes on from there. And then the next thing you know, we're on the losing side of a war.
Well, then on top, since we're talking about that, especially what.
Who knows when John Connor will show up? I mean, the movies keep changing. The timelines keep changing,
Okay, don't get started on the time travel thing. That rabbit hole sucks. But no, same thing. You were talking about Elon Musk. I can't remember the name of the company or the thing, but it was neural tech or something that he started to, the brain implant.
Yeah.
He was doing an interview too, and he's like, they were asking what is the applications? What are you wanting for this to happen? He's like, this could unlock a lot of things for a lot of people, especially a person that's born blind could see again. A person that can't walk could walk again.
Right.
Or never could walk and they could walk.
Right, yeah.
So when you hear those are so heartwarming things that you want that to happen. But on top of that, when you actually put something, technology can be hacked, can be changed, can be altered.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's what scares me. As much as I'm a cyberpunk nut. I love the whole augmentation cyborg thing, but I am so terrified of somebody that literally could come up and stab me in the I have some type of augmentation stab me in the back of the head and download kill this person or something or do
right.
this.
How long before it could be overridden and you're basically
overridden and you're
else.
basically being controlled. And then on top of you're talking about AI and robots and stuff of that nature. If we have those implemented, they could literally take over within the day. They could just if we all had that type of stuff.
Here's a scenario. Tell me what you guys think of this, okay? So you say that happens. Say you have the augmentation chip in your head. It can fully control you in any way. You've got it set up for whatever it is. And someone comes up to you and says, hey, look, I need a laborer to basically work and do nothing but this. So here's what I'm offering you. Here's a substantial amount of money that'll go into your account beforehand. So you have it. I want you to work for 5 years. Basically, in that 5 years, your brain is going to be shut down. You're going to think you're on a vacation that's never ending for 5 years. Meanwhile, through your chip in your head, your body is going to be doing labor in this place. In 5 years, you wake up, you're back home, you're richer. You know what I mean?
You're very sore.
You're very sore. Now, how long before that scenario is a thing? Where people who have shitty lives can trade, their basically their body, their labor,
Well,
to go do jobs that nobody wants to
that's
do
kind-
while they're in idle. You know, they're shut down. They're in a
basically,
screensaver.
Yeah, you basically turn yourself to, like, instead, like, because that's the one thing that a lot of people, like, would hate to do is just have to do a shitty job, go in day after, you're watching it, like, time just go slower
Yeah.
and slower. By turning yourself off, I know a lot of people would say, yeah, I would do that because I'm basically sleeping
Yeah, you're
the whole
basically
time,
asleep.
and it would go like that.
Yeah.
In your mind, it would, like, be like a snap of the finger. So, but that's kind of like what, it was a bad movie, The Gamer.
Yeah.
They did it with, like, convicts too, but they actually had, it was like, I can't remember what they called it. It was like Fake Life or something. People with the chip and stuff.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
used their bodies, and people would pay to basically buy that body to use
Yeah.
it to go do, and it's real world stuff. Like, they're looking through their eyes, doing random stuff. And it's like The Sims or something. You're playing The Sims in that.
I'm
but
just
in real
saying,
life.
like, if this stuff was implemented in real, it wouldn't be long before some kind of, like, black market thing
Yeah.
came about. You know, you might be talking to somebody and it's not even that person. It's they're on vacation. They're in sleep mode. You're talking to whoever's controlling them right now. That's scary to me.
Yeah.
Because if everybody has some chip, then it's only a matter of time before they could remotely
Yeah.
just kind of download you right out of yourself. You know?
So all these, like, like, even, like, we're, like, terrorist organizations and stuff. Like, you'll never see the true face of a crime syndicate or something of that nature. They'll just
yeah.
use fake bodies. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like, put
Man,
it that
that'd
way.
be-
They won't even have to lose their good people or something of that nature. They basically steal bodies, people, with
Yeah.
the chip, and they use them to go fight, like, do
I think
deals.
we just invented an entire business here.
It's human drones.
Yeah, human
It's
drones.
basically human trafficking, but on top of it, it's human drones.
Dude, I mean, imagine, you know, I mean, it's like one of the most dreaded things, one of the most dreaded two words nowadays that anybody's going to hear in a public place: active shooter. I mean, think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, the active shooter, and we're in a world where people have chips implanted in their heads. I mean, dude, that's frightening.
And that's
You know?
terrible too. Is like, especially with, if it's in almost everybody, children.
Yeah.
And you know for a fact, if a person's they want to do harm to somebody or
Yeah.
do like terrorists or any of that, they won't bat an eye with using a child.
Oh yeah, if they're
So
already that
that's-
far,
They
deep,
do it
I mean,
now.
Yeah,
They do it now. Like, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
but you see a little girl in a flowered dress or something, you're not going to think she's going to pull out an AK on you. I don't think she's going to be able to hide it, but
Right.
but that's what I'm saying is that it would be. I feel like the application, the negatives
Oh yeah,
would
it'll
outweigh the
I
I can't even
think
say outweigh the positives. Like, I would love to have a person that never walked before
if
to
it was,
be able to
if
experience that. But
I think
it's,
if the chip is a localized chip,
it can't, like,
in
you have
no
to be
way-
hardline.
like there's no way for it to go, you know, onto Wi-Fi or even if it had a port they had to plug in to update it and plug in to work on it. Like, I would be okay with that, because it's like you'd have specific facilities for that, trained people who know how to operate it, and I would imagine probably a crazy security protocol to just do it.
I feel like that would be a wall, but it wouldn't solve it all.
It wouldn't stop
Because
it.
there's always.
But yeah, I think if that was the case, yeah, I agree with you though. It would be a deterrent, but
I feel like it would. How to put it? Your dad always said it. A lock.
it only keeps an honest man
Yeah, it
out.
only keeps an honest man out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. Like that shit. I don't know, man. It's wild. You
Yeah,
know?
like that stuff. Like, I understand why, especially Elon. Like, how much he wants to further mankind to farther reaches, like to colonize Mars. Just go for, like, because we've been worried about everything on this Earth below it, like every reach but we never really took the time more to go back into outer space to even think that we could live past this world.
Right.
Because I hate to say it, like this world can only last for so long. We want to believe that this world will last forever, but it's not. Like we would like to think. I know that it shouldn't bother you because no matter what, probably by the time it actually goes out, we'll be so long gone.
Yeah.
But you still wish that there's going to be some type of part of you living in those days, that
some descendant, maybe.
Some descendant of you.
Hopefully it's not just a robot series that my family might have invested in, or
the Denny 7.5.
The Denny 7.5 thousand. Probably be something lame. Be like, dude, this thing peels potatoes like you've never seen. And he's over there just like, your potatoes, sir.
Your potatoes, sir.
Thank you, Alfred. Alfred. So, I know we've had a really, honestly, this is like a fascinating conversation about this stuff because I'm interested in this shit. I really am.
I'm so sorry. I gotta say this. It went from whale penises to AI.
Wait till the whale penises have chips in them that Elon Musk installed. Then we're going to see problems.
Okay.
So something came up. Like usual, I'm throwing this at you guys cold bore because I want a real reaction. We don't have a script, so.
Is it going to scare me?
Well, there's a good chance of that. Okay. Somebody that we three know has had an incident, and it's about 10-minute drive from here, maybe 15. I might be off on that. It's not too far away. We all three of us know him. Mm-hmm. He's had a really scary thing happened in the place where he lives, and he's looking for some help. So I know you said you had a spirit box.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if we could get that stuff together, maybe record this next episode after this one on location, and see if we can't figure out what the hell's going on over there.
Like what? Are you wanting us to go cold bore into this too?
It doesn't matter at this point. I just didn't want to give his name yet.
Don't give his name.
Once we get to it, then I thought.
I just wanted to know what was his experience like. Was it?
It actually wasn't his experience first. It was his girlfriend's.
Okay.
She woke up. She couldn't move.
Oh God.
She was paralyzed, and there was a black figure, basically on top of him.
On top of her, or
on top of the guy I'm talking about, and
but you said she was paralyzed.
She was.
But it was on top of him.
But it was on top of him.
Oh God.
She started freaking out. And they actually just came down. They came down to see me and told me the whole thing.
Okay.
They were freaking startled. Like they looked terrible. Like they couldn't sleep. Like they stayed up all night and they couldn't sleep the next night because of this. They finally ended up stuffing Bibles underneath their bed and stuff just so, because they didn't know what else to do, you know. But she was freaking out. She was trying to move and wake him up, and as she was starting to struggle, it turned and saw her, and then it was on her. And she's freaking out, you know, whatever. When she finally got free, it was gone, and he was waking up, like, what happened? What happened? She told him, and then he told her that he, too, a few weeks before, had waken up in the middle of the night to something staring at him from the darkness. I thought, with his permission, let's go say hi to the guy. See what the hell he wants. Maybe break out the old spirit box and give it a shot. See if he has anything he'd like to tell us, or honestly, just why the hell he's there and what he needs to get the fuck out. You know? So yeah, I thought I'd throw that one at you guys, see what you thought, and if you guys are down, then I'll work on arranging it with him this week and see if we can't just meet up over there to do the show. And you know, they listen to the show every week.
And
you know,
so just before we go off of, he had this beforehand. Has he had any kind of like? Did he tell you any more details? Like, has he had any kind of weird
She's,
feelings before any of both of them had anything?
There's a lot. He has a lot of suspicions as to why it's happening, which I think it'd be a can of worms to go into that.
I think that'd be good for the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't
it
want.
could
Yeah, I
be-
don't want to get too much into it.
There
I just,
could be,
I'm excited, and I just want to hear every detail right now.
Yeah,
but
there's a few other things that have happened. She's been experiencing bruising
oh god,
just randomly out of nowhere.
is
I
it
mean,
only in the one particular part of the house though?
so far, that's all I've heard about. So,
So it's
if there's
only-
more, then maybe we can find that out when
And
we're
is
there.
it only like? Did they say is it only happening when
and the
they're
cameras
sleeping?
are definitely going on this trip. The
Are
cameras
they only
will be.
sleeping? Like, does these like happen just when they're sleeping?
It
no
seems
real.
like it's at night. It's
So it's
you
kind of
know,
like. Did they say what time?
She said that the one that she experienced
Mm-hmm.
happened between 3 and 4 in the morning.
Ah, yeah, the dead hour.
Yeah, there's always been, like that 3 a.m.
Yeah.
whole thing. But I asked him if he'd noticed anything else,
Mm-hmm.
and he said he was going to try to think on it and let me know, if anything else comes to mind, and then
I have one idea that I want to see if we'll do it, but I really would like get a chair, put me in the room, and I'll just sit there.
want to isolate Tyler, and
Isolate me.
see if the
Put a camera up.
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah.
I'm totally down, man. I see if like it's something that like I'm trying to, I don't know, like see if it's an opportune like kind of thing, like
get
it
you.
goes
Okay.
since I'm alone, like because I feel like a lot of ghosts like that, especially ones that kind of want to do, I guess, harm in some ways.
Yeah.
They only go after one that's they're by themselves or they're sleeping.
That's what I'm curious about. I thought, at the very least, Josh has got some of the equipment. You know what I mean? We got cameras we can set up. We got plenty of mics.
Yeah, I've got a spirit box and an EMF reader.
I think that
Yeah.
the cool thing, if we do that, isolate me. You guys are outside of it. I can't hear you guys. You guys do the spirit box out there. See if you can ask it questions, and I'll see if like move something in the room.
Yeah, that'd be
See
a,
if
that'd
I
be a
like,
worthy
and
experiment.
if I come
yeah.
out and I'm like, hey, something moved across the room over here.
Yeah.
That would show us some like.
Right.
That would be awesome to catch,
Right.
and actually get two different cooperations to it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought it'd be cool, and obviously I think it'd be interesting to take all of this equipment over there because, I mean, one, yeah, it'll make a cool episode, and we'll take our listeners right into what apparently is a haunting. Two, we have so much equipment here that can capture something possibly.
We got more than this too.
Yeah.
Take my little Mackie mixer and take every XLR and every microphone we got and
Mic the house up.
I would I would like to actually see like one of the longer cables, like have one of these microphones, or I'll
Yeah.
just put a stand or I'll hold it or whatever, just kind of describe like what I'm like feeling.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yep.
And then we'll set up the microphones, set up the cameras, and just at some point I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind to take a crack at this one too. Just speak to it, talk to it, see what the hell.
Well, if you want to do the isolation thing,
No,
that's
no.
fine.
I actually mentioned to him that I would like to do the spirit box thing with you, and the reason is because there's not a whole lot of we don't have any details.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we don't. I know some more theory behind it, like what they think, where it's coming from.
Yeah.
But I thought if we withheld that,
Yeah.
and then kind of had somebody just sit down cold bore,
Okay.
and then just go from there and see if anything happens, see if any answers come or whatever.
Or we can start it out too. We all three sitting in the room together, and we'll do that. We'll put
Yeah, I forget
headphones.
what they call that. It's called some kind of method.
Yeah, I'll put earphones on, and
I still got the old Bose where you can't hear nothing.
Yeah, we'll do that, and then blindfold me too, so I don't
All right.
interact, and you guys ask it questions, and I'll hold the spirit box to see if it's saying anything to me.
Basically, like you have earbud to the spirit box.
The spirit box has micro SD too, so we can record it.
Awesome. So,
Cool.
I guess, does it have like where you can plug in a headset or something?
Possibly, yeah.
So if he can do that, then he could plug in a headset, so only he hears the spirit box. We ask questions. He repeats anything odd that he hears, but he can't hear the questions. I think that method's pretty awesome. Like I saw it on the Hellier documentary.
Yeah,
and
I
thought,
love
man,
that
that
because
is really cool.
they actually grasped some like some things that were weird.
Yeah, it was oddly specific answers.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, cause he only picked like a lot of things. Like I don't think it was too muddy in their spirit box to play it, but he was just sitting there, and he said whatever was so distinctive. He said the first thing came to his mind. If it said something and he could picture it, he would say it out.
Yeah.
Like, and because I don't remember hearing the actual spirit box.
It was pretty wild. So I thought, man, that would be a cool method to try it and see. You know, especially if we had video of it. And
We need to get
recording.
one of those little thermometers, the point and click thermometers.
Oh, yeah.
So we
I
can
have
check.
one.
You got one of those?
Yep.
Perfect. We need one of those. Anybody got a small black light?
I might.
I don't think I do.
I might. I think I used to do a lot of like drawing on the walls, like blacklight stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, used to do that a lot.
We got a little one of
Like the
those.
magic
Yeah,
writing or whatever.
yeah, the magic writing stuff. But yeah, this is actually.
The way he like said it, I'm like, what?
Well, I used
You're
to
like
like
magic
hide
writing.
messages on the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, this is coming to the hour, so I'm excited to actually do this next episode.
That's kind of why
so
I waited to
hopefully,
the end too. Is because
Yeah,
I thought
that's,
it would be. Yeah. See what
so-
you guys thought.
I feel like you guys just be ready for that.
Yeah.
Be ready for
So
that because it seems.
I'm going to be working on that this week. So. I'm definitely, as of right now, I'm saying like let's plan on it.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, it's a short drive. Won't take us no time to get there or to get back.
You know, the bad part is we're not going to be there during the witching hour.
Yeah, that's to me. That's like that has nothing to do with the ghost either. I just don't want to be out that late
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm old.
I mean, the only way to do that would be to come home, take us some naps, and then get back up and
Yeah,
pull a third shifter on it.
yeah.
Pull
Plus,
the third shift.
there's some other people that live in the house, and I'm not sure they'd be up for us making noise throughout their house all night.
Yeah.
They'd be like, there is something in here. It's these assholes from this podcast.
Can you tell these guys to get the hell out of here? I'm trying to get some sleep.
Sorry.
This is where we need.
Sorry.
This is where we need our Kentucky X-Files camper, because we would drag it along and be like, y'all sleep in the camper. We're going to go in here and figure out what's going on in your house.
Oh yeah. We need to
Well,
make our camper
that,
really
like-
awesome too, so it's worth it.
Speaking of the camper, that means go to wherever you listen to our podcast, rate it, because that will help us get our camper, so we can
There
do
you
more
go,
of these.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
go to the Facebook. Go to, if you're already on YouTube, just keep coming back to the YouTube.
But while you're there, like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Thumbs up.
The Spotify. I was about to call it Space Jam. I don't know why.
Comment.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, your
comments.
input is much appreciated.
What else? I don't know. We're on some weird podcast stuff. But yeah, all those things.
Every platform known
This
to
is our
mankind.
podcast.
Wow, I heard that. I know.
I'm going to have to do that since we're bringing back video now. This is our podcast.
It's the first time I've heard that.
Do I get to open it with Happy Hunting?
Oh my god, yeah. So yeah,